My name is Eric Hurst, and that is spelled Erichurst. I don't mind taking them off. I don't really need them.
They're just purely for...
So an MVP is your minimum viable product, and what it means is what are the absolute essential elements of your product that we can put into the marketplace. We want to put just enough out there that keeps things on budget, on time, and not out of scope, or not letting the scope just get out of control for your product, but just enough so that you get it out there, your early adopters love it, and tell you what more they want from you. The way that I function as a product lead here at Crema Lab is I work closely with the owners of whatever the company might be, or the product, to explore that marketplace, figure out who the customer is, kind of the demographics that make up the customer, what male, female, education level, income, that type of thing. What are the problems that they're really facing? And is there an actual solution that they would be open to? And more importantly, is there a solution they're willing to pay for? And really the answers to all of those questions, those determine the MVP. Well, the most challenging part about the MVP process is not letting it turn into an MFP, which is as many features as possible. And so that's kind of the tendency, because what happens is, there's a lot of competition in the marketplace. And so if you're putting out a product that has a competitor, then great, you've got a validated market. But the tendency is to think, well, I have to match them feature for feature, and the truth is you just don't. But the temptation is to do that. And so what ends up happening is, you blow your budget out of the water, your scope goes out of control, and next thing you know, you're running late, you're stressed out because you're just burning through cash, and you have no real focus in your product. And if you can just kind of get out of that mentality of, I gotta match somebody feature for feature, and instead focus on what can you do really great and do better than your competitors, that's kind of the key. And so I try to serve as kind of that guide with our clients to help them stay on track, help them stay focused, and say, listen, they're doing great, but maybe they've got a 3-year start on you, and maybe they've got a lot more money, or a bigger developer base or designer base, or whatever the case is. That's fine. Let them figure out the things that don't work, and you've got the advantage to take a look at what they're already doing and pull away all the stuff that you don't like and make the stuff that you do like better than theirs. I like to say that the very first question for any sort of feature or capability in any kind of app should be, what's the simplest thing that will work for the customer? And I feel like if we can answer that for anything, then we have a good place to start. The trick is that the simplest thing that can work for the customer isn't always the easiest thing to do. And it's often confused for that. The easiest thing to do, I mean, from like a production side, a development, or a design side. Sometimes it's very difficult to make something that is seemingly simple, simple. I'd love to be able to say, well, we know within 30 days, or we know there's this thing that happens, and we hear a sound like angels and lights go off or something like that. And it just kind of doesn't happen that way. It's just a lot of, kind of hard work. And I think it all begins with empathy. Asking, again, what is that simplest thing? Who's going to be using this? Put yourself in the customer's shoes, and try to build something that is just going to make their life better.
We're talking about MVP. Who Who do you think the Royals MVP is?
Ooh, that's going to be a tough one this year. I'm going to have to say Lil Kane. Yeah, I think he's making a strong case.